Alright, welcome back to Skyscraper Sim and to an EG881 building. We are on Terrace V3, but there's some new things in recent years, so let's go take a look at them because I've finally got the new build of the simulator. Well, 2.0.3, relatively new. So we're going to look at some of the new buildings. We'll come back to this one later because it's got a very interesting design. But before that, let's just take a look at things that we already know. So of course we have here the television tower. We know that very well. It then links over here into the Capitol Tower, which we also already know, and I can't get through the door. And actually this looks like it's changed a bit, has it? Or am I just misremembering? I don't know. I recognise that fountain, so I think it's mostly the same. There may be some changes, but I think those are mostly the same. Then we go through here. You've got this little area here. I remember this well, which leads into this building here, which has those glass lifts. Those are also things I remember well. Those have been around for a while, so we're not going to pay a load of attention to them, because I don't think we really need to. I think we know those well enough. I'm sure there are plenty of tours online by various people, should you wish to refamiliarize with those. There's also a little hidden lift there, just in case you were curious. But with that being said, we're going to look at some of the new stuff, because there's new buildings now. I think there's about 4 different new buildings that we're going to see. There's something over there. We've got this parking deck. We've got this thing here. We've got that over there, which is very interesting architecture. And there is a new parking deck for Terrace Border as well, although it does seem a bit incomplete. And the lifts are just the same. They're Series 1s, so I might avoid that. But let's zoom through here, because I think we're going to start over here with these buildings. Now this one, there's nothing much going on with it yet, so we're not really going to pay it much mind. This is, I want to say this is like Fountain 1 or something, I want to say it's called. But yeah, like, it's not quite there yet. We've got what looks like the makings of an entrance, but if you go inside, there's absolutely nothing there. So there's not really much to see there. So we'll move on immediately and we'll go have a look over here, because this looks like it's maybe a bit more substantially complete. I don't really know which building this is, I kinda didn't look, but this has... ah yes, it's this one. So this one has been around for a while, but it's a lot more complete since the last time I saw it. Look at the details of these railings. Isn't that just very cool indeed? And these have 2 blue indicated thyssenkrupps. We'll take a quick spin on these, up to 5, here we go. Nice glass frontage. Or is this the rear? Who knows? There's probably some walls over there that should be made external objects, but we'll ignore that. LL. The lower lobby. And this building is quite interesting because it actually has different entrance levels depending on which side you're on. So this one, the main floor is 2, because that's where the exit is. But if we send this back up to its favourite floor, what's behind this door? Absolutely nothing. And we call that one, only 1 call button. This is a very high call button. Mod moment. If we go up to 1 in this, you'll notice when we make it up to 1, that's where the exit is on this side. A very interesting little setup. It doesn't really appear to be stairs, so it's not exactly clear how you to get between them other than the lifts. Of course, you have counterweights and things going on there, as you would expect. And the door tracks too. So let's go up to 2 and go to another building. I accidentally just hit door hold. That wasn't really a good idea, but that's okay. Some of this new build as well, you can't always immediately press the floor button again. Which I find curious. Here's this lift. Nice detailing around the shaft, of course. There goes that one. There's just a road. But we'll leave this building now. And we will go down the ramp. Again, these bits here are bits that we already know, because these are things that have previously existed. Of course, you've got that glass lift in there with the escalators. This has been around for quite a number of years. It's around since, well, at least 2018, but definitely nearer than, or older than that even. If I can understand my words, which is difficult at the best of times, don't expect it to happen. But what we will now do is we will now go into the parking deck for the main terrace complex, which has 2 lifts, it seems. What are those lifts going to be? Well, the answer is some old Otises with some questionable bells. B2. Ding. Ding. Classic Otis, of course. Go with 7, why not? Ding. 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 Yeah, you get the idea by now. Pop that back down to 1. Get the other one. See if it's got a better bell than this. There might actually be something over there, to be fair. Let's get the other lift. What's this one got? It's got the same. Right, that can just be there. I'm going to go check over this side, because this looks like it should be more lifts. But is it? It's nothing. Maybe it will be more lifts in the future. Or maybe that'll be stairs. At the moment, it's the scientific equivalent of absolutely nothing. So let's take this lift back down to level 1. Then we'll go into this thing. And then that thing. Nope. Bell inside this one doesn't do anything. Does this work? The emergency call does not work. Okay, these lifts are not maintained very well, but they're still classic Otis leveling, so we'll allow it. Also, you can kind of just get out here. Oh no, it's an invisible... Oh no, it's not an invisible wall. Trees are just messing with me. Kind of looks like there should be something there, though. That's just me. Oh no, does it look like there should be something there? Kinda does. But anyway, I digress. We're now going to go into this building. Let's see if we've got much of a main entrance. I believe that this building, when it renders in, is the library, if I'm not mistaken. And I think there's just the one lift in here. There's a bunch of little sort of areas, but they're just that. They're literally just little areas that don't serve any obvious purpose. When I first saw this bit here, I always thought, like, could this have been another lift previously? It just sort of looks like there were 2 lifts and then this just became not a lift. Then there's just all this area that you wouldn't get to if there was a lift, so obviously it's not, but you know. Fun to think about. So here's this thing. It's got an indicator at the back there. Also looks very old Otis-y. Go down to S2. This work? Emergency call does not work. That works though. I like the ceiling. It's a nicely done ceiling. Bell? No bell. No. It's unfortunate. Classic level? A little bit. I haven't actually been down to this level before and it looks quite interesting actually. Got a little sneaky area in there. Look at these stairs though. Oh, that's quite interesting. Got the actual, it's got a ramp underneath it so you don't see underneath of the stairs. Interesting lighting arrangements going on there. What's up here? So just another of the same. Kind of is, except the lift is not there. Where's the lift? The lift hides there. You've got these sort of other bits here. There's those stairs. What's in here? Some more of that. It's just that again. So that's quite interesting. You've got this little area here, just sort of on its own. How very curious. But here's the lift. Screen up. We'll go up to S1. Sounds like an old lift, makes old lift sounds. Suppose old lifts would make old lift sounds, so wouldn't they? Yeah, this still sort of kind of looks like a staff area. It's not quite as spooky looking because it's got the lovely looking steps rather than the basic looking steps, but I mean, it is what it is. I do like the handles. This is a very nice set of steps. So let's go up to 2 and see what things look like up on 2. So here we go, up to level 2 in this thing. Here we are at 2, barely even heard it decelerate, that's quite funny. Let's let it go down, why not? Not without doing that though. There's little sneaky areas in here with a whole lot of rooms and things. With the singular little lights. You get a nice little view out though. Of, well, not a whole lot because there's still a whole lot of plots of land that don't really have much on yet. If they're going to have much on, I don't know. Look at the lights though. Look at those lights. Aren't those just super duper nice? We hop down here, you can see them from this angle. I think they are the same on both rows, which is fine. I've got no problem with that. Just thought it'd be interesting to see. But now we will go on to the next building, which is this one, Chroma building, I think it's called. Or what it's also known as, the Stilty Wilty building. Because it's built on stilts. It has 2 lifts. One of them is a bit hidden and spooky. Let's take this one up to the top floor. No indicators. But it does actually have that one, which is completely glossed over. Does work. Doors close. And we'll head up. We may take a quick look at that terrace parking garage before we call it, because even though it's not quite done, I mean Terrace Border. Even we might take a look at that, even though it's not quite done. May as well. It's still new. New is good to take a look at, you know, so that is when the lift gets to the top. So here we are at the top floor, and you can see we have a lot of labelled doors in there. That's what that looks like. Got a private area which leads to all of this, which then goes into this tiny place, and this just is like private offices, I guess, maybe? The 2 office floors are the same as I understand it. The skirts on there did not quite connect up. That's what it looks like in here, anyway. There's also this room, number 1. I assume that is like business number 1, as it were. You've got a whole load of offices and things that shoot off from there. Go out here, there's your lift. It's storage. Something's making noise. Wonder where the lighting in this place comes from. More facilities, that, maintenance, smallest maintenance cupboard ever. Oh, let's go back to it. That's cool. Now into number 2 is where things get interesting, because it looks on the face of it like it's just more offices, but if we go into this one right here specifically, we find a second lift. And if you just heard that, it sounds a bit spooky. It's a bit slow though, so I think we're only going to take it down to 1. There's the Terrace of the Border. But it's somewhat incomplete parking deck. Go on, lift, where are you? Where is the lift? There it is. There's a default door sound. Go 1. Spooky lift. I'm assuming that ceiling is intentional, but the rest of it is quite bright, considering that is trying to imply the lights are out, because I can literally do this, it looks like there's nothing on the screen. I mean, there definitely still is a lift here that looks fully lit, so I'm not 100% sure what's going on there, but the emergency button still doesn't work. I wonder if we're just missing that sound file. Who knows? But here we are approaching the level 1. There's an underground level, but there's not really all too much there. But this takes you back out through this little door here. So we will now zoom along. We'll take a quick look over here. Terrace Border itself doesn't appear to have changed much, so I'm not going to go in there because everything, like I say, all looks much the same. So here's the parking garage for Terrace Border. Now it's on a bit of a odd sort of split level goings on here. Like, it seems as though it's trying to be on different levels, but it's kind of, not that it doesn't work, it's just a bit odd at the moment, really. Like, I think the entrance is sort of like down there, but if we go down here, there's sort of, I think, 1 or 2 little oddities going on, a few little gaps in the terrain and things. But here's the first set of lifts, so let's grab one of them. They even light up, it did. As with Terrace Border's other lifts, these are Series 1s. 3 column panels. Missed if there was classic level. We'll go to 6 and switch to the other bank, possibly, hopefully. Sound much the same. They look, well, I think the cabs are slightly different, but the panels are the same. Very nice Series 1 panels. No angled indicator, but of course we don't have angled indicator objects. Ah, very slight bit of classic. And we can make a switch. Up here is, of course, where things look very complete. Like I say, this is definitely sort of a done to the point of having some form of structure so that it's functional. It's not cosmetically finished by any means yet, so we have to forgive it. Well, this one sounds a bit different. This one sounds different. This also goes down an extra level. Well, sub-basement and basement are different levels. We'll take this one down, then we'll take it back up, and then we'll decide where we're ending. Also, this ceiling, if I'm not mistaken, looks like it's a bit of a dropped ceiling going on there. I'm very curious. Yeah, this goes down an extra level of its own. Like, there's the sort of basement level up here, and here's another spot. To be fair, yeah, it's a bit incomplete, but I'm sure this will be worked on in due course. So let's go up to 1. In the lovely Series 1. This was the wrong one. Let's go up to 2. know what we'll do? We'll finish off with a ride up to 30 in Terrace Border's lifts. Why not? Why on earth not? So let's go into the border of the terrace variety. Into the revolving door. In. Oh, didn't stop at level. That's disappointing. I like to stop at level. Hold on, I can stop at level. Ah, it's not going to happen. Oh well. Let's go through here and up these. Well, these had directional indicators on them. Here we go, up to 30 in the glass lifts at Terrace Border. See the glass shaft of the other ones, because of course 2 sets of lifts, they go up different sides of the buildings. I think I've picked the wrong end of the stick here, I'll be honest. Although to be fair, we'd be looking out this way, the other ones anyway, so... I think I might have picked the wrong end of the stick for getting a nice view. I definitely have. Everything is over there. So you know what, let's do a bit of interchanging. And try and catch a different lift. I think we can interchange on 18. I might be wrong. It might be 17. Watch it be 17. 17. I mean, you could probably... No, you can't interchange. You need to go to 17. Here we go. I hope this is an interchange level. Surely. Yes, it is, sort of. Alright, you can go down to 1 where you were before. And let's interchange. There's just a random thing there. I guess that's where lifts were. There's one of the service lifts. There's another one on that side as well, of course. You can see over there. Only 3 lifts on this side. There's 6 on that side. Oh no, there is 6 here as well. I'm a bit silly. Am I getting at a glass one? Let's see. Let's get another glass one. You go up there. See if we can find one of these ones. Ah, perfect. Press that as well for no reason at all. And we'll head on up. Something else just arrived somewhere. But here we are up at 30 in the lovely Brass Series 1. And hopefully here we don't have the wrong end of the stick for a view. And would you look at that. A view of all the buildings, including all the new ones, and the incomplete parking deck down there too. So with that being said, I really hope you've enjoyed this video. I'm going to take a little cheeky little zoom in on this, because I actually quite like this view. So here's a little cheeky little zoom in on the subject. And I'd like to thank you all so much for watching this video. I do hope you've enjoyed it. As always, you know what to do if you've enjoyed. Every single YouTuber ever says it. And I just knocked a mouse while I was trying to line up for a screenshot. But with that being said, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed this one. And who knows what the next Skyscraper Sim video will be. But hopefully, I'll see you for the next one. So, thank you for watching once more. And that'll do it for this little update tour.